Okay, my computer's not totally up and running yet, but I wanted to at least get the stream back up and running to let you know that yes, I am in fact still here. I just won't be able to speak to you yet. And I apologize, but you're about to see my crotch. Because I had a crazy little HDMI glitch. You're about to see when I turn the camera around. Notice how it's all green and kind of purple? Yeah, that's an HDMI issue. That is when the HDMI cable is not making sufficient contact with the device it's being plugged into. Luckily, all you have to do is just unplug and then replug it back in. You're about to see it go to its proper colors, as you can see. On a related note, I need to figure out what exactly is required to get that changed to something else. I'm kind of tired of seeing the beach setup with the cave. I want to, I want to change it to something, a little more me. But yeah, when I resetted the computer, it started doing some updates, so it may have missed missed something. But yeah, it's going to take a moment to get everything back up and running because sound is kind of a bitch with this whole setup. And I'm looking at my headset now to make sure that it's actually turned on. It might be turned off because the computer went off because it is connected to the Bluetooth. No, it was turned on. I will fix that now. I love how it just announces, "Welcome to Avantry." Beep. I just love how my headset just announces, "Hey, welcome to Avantry." Beep. Connecting. Beep. It's all the little subtleties. By the way, I still can't hear you yet. I'm getting everything back up and running, but at least you can hear me, so that works.
Yep.
What? You
And I
can
can
hear
hear
us?
you, which is good.
You hear me?
I can hear you now.
It just
You
takes a second
you
or so to
lovable
boot up.
brack, you.
What happened?
What happened? My computer shat itself. That's what happened.
Wow.
Yeah, that happens. Sometimes you just can't really help what's going on.
I figured the internet just died for a second.
For me, the computer just shat itself altogether. That was a graphical fail, which means I need to start my quest on. I don't know if I'll be replacing the entire computer, although that would be nice. I do know I'm gonna have to change the graphics card because I don't think I don't think that my graphics card is working. One thing I am gonna do, I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait for my uh, income tax to come back. I'm thinking about upgrading to a 1060. What do you guys think?
I imagine that's a good one. I have a 980.
That's a little bit better than the one I got, which I think mine's a 960. Okay. Next step, getting the IRC client back up and running. Grant, I could just use the Twitch app to look at the Twitch chat, but at the same time, it is kind of blurted, and you can't change the size of the text, which really helps me because I like being able to to see the text from back here, and it's all the way back there. Meanwhile, the bulk of everything that's going on is on this screen, which has Discord as well as several web browsers and and Voicemeeter, which I think I've shown on the stream before a couple times, but let me go ahead and switch back to the desktop.
I heard of dangerous ideas coming from Blue Kitties. I was told to run.
Why
I
would you
ran
tell me
here.
run?
I don't know. That's what I heard. Everybody run. So I ran here.
Did you run here as fast as you could?
As far as I could with my pinkies.
With your pinkies. Okay. Now that I can verify that I can see the stream from here without switching to the other stream, to the screen on stream. But yeah, this is what I use. This is what I use for my entire sound setup, which is called Voicemeeter, and it does the job. Think of it like I'm about to explain the whole thing again. Think of it like a more simplified virtual audio cable. It's not as much of a bitch to set up, but if you don't know what you're doing, don't. Doesn't matter if it's free, just don't.
Or do. You know, we're not your parents. However,
Well, you do sound rather motherly, Zanrazer.
sorry, that was a mouthful of chili.
But yeah, I lost all my progress when my computer shat itself.
Oh no, we lost the amazing.
So you're saying that you had a memory dump?
That's awful, and you should feel bad.
I should, but I'm eating chili, so I can't.
Chili.
So you're saying you want your baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs?
Mm-mm. Just like how Papa makes them with fresh babies.
Yeah, you have to get them fresh. I'm getting it like cans.
Nah, you gotta get them straight from the vine, bro.
Yep.
That vine, yo. I'm really hoping that didn't fuck up the CPU. Because if so, then maybe I will have to replace everything. Ooh, midweek madness. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, 40% off. Despite the fact that all the characters that we were looking forward to weren't even put in there. Kind of defeating the purpose.
Blame the war between Disney and Fox that ended.
Yeah, now
Well-
that that's over, potentially over.
Yeah.
Does that mean they're gonna put them back in?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's if that's stage 2 or stage 3 DLC.
A lot of DLC just for stage 1. Sweet mother of God.
Okay, you should be seeing me again because I'm about to launch a multitude of browser windows and hopefully it doesn't crash the computer again, but if so, at least you'll still have me. Restore pages. Here we go. Alright. Is it going to shit itself? Let's find out. Went up to 60 degrees Celsius. $61, 62.9. Can it get any hotter from here, folks? Let's find out.
Will it go all the way?
No, we don't want it going all the way. Which would mean that, yeah, we'll have to just put the brakes on all the streams. Oh, it reached 63.4. Uh, 63.5. Still loading. And looks like it's finally calming down. At least in terms of CPU usage.
3.5?
Huh?
Ah. Oh, you're playing golf club still.
Well, it was before my computer shat itself.
Ah. So that's why the current stream is just a picture of you.
Yeah. And I'm trying to restore my browsers, which have a bunch
I'm
of
gonna be
things I
honest,
don't
it
want
looks like
shown
a man that's
on the
going
stream.
insane because of the darkness.
Yeah. Why is it dark?
Makes sense.
Why is it dark? I don't get that. It's
Who knows?
who knows indeed.
I'll be around later, Reese.
You will. Yeah. Whatever that was, it must have fucked over the CPU because it's not going anywhere below 40 degrees. It's down to like 22% CPU load. Alright, let's give it a shot. I mean, maybe it will hold. I don't know. Oh, that's lovely. It also forgot my gamepad.
Damn it.
Windows is recognizing the gamepad, but the game is not. Alright. Let's try shutting off the gamepad's connection and restart. Now that I think about it, maybe I started the gamepad up a little too late. That is something I learned, that whenever you start the game up and you don't have the gamepad turned on, it will proceed as if you don't have it. Okay, it's allowed me to skip the intro. Yeah, that was the problem. Yeah, I should have saved before I did anything drastic. Like, show Seawall a tour of the course. Hole 2 is now par 6. Hole. Yeah, that's supposed to be a par 4. What the hell? Okay, that's a par 7. That's a par 7. Hole 4 is a par 7. Hole 5, which is simply driving with a putter. That's a par 7. A race across the desert's a par 7. This tiny little hole's a par 7. I will not be deterred. I will put a pair of deer next to the cars. I will, but will not be denied. So, Simon, what have you been up to?
I posted my latest quick work I did.
Ah. Yeah, I was a little worried you drew something in light of the recent happenings.
Yes I did.
Ah. I hope I come off sounding nice.
I'm not quite familiar with the character.
Oh, that's my character.
Yeah, her characters have an adorable blue kitty cat.
I also have an animatronic form.
Animatronic.
Yeah, FNAF.
So you make appearances at Disney World?
No.
Why not? Disney World could use a blue Ninja Kitty.
Nah, they wouldn't want me.
Oh.
He's not marketable.
No, they're more afraid you'll overtake their god mascot, Mickey Mouse.
let's review. 2 chickens, a bunny rabbit, a squirrel, a butterfly, a buck, and a doe. And right above it, there should be an eagle flying overhead. Yeah, there's the eagle and there's the seagull. So there's that. Alright. Now, before I do anything else, save! Fucking save. Alright. Let's do this again. Oh, and there goes the CPU flashing red again. Good God.
Oh.
Well, actually, never mind. It might be a false alarm. Might be. I'm looking at the monitor right at the CPU monitor. It's 45 degrees, so maybe it'll be fine. I don't know. I'm hoping. Although it may just be a graphics card issue. Anyway, moving forward. That's what we do. We move forward, not backward. Midway point at 250 yards. And put the green at 501 yards, 501 like the jeans. Because there are some folk that enjoy a good pair of jeans. I, of course, am not one of them because jeans fit horribly on me.
You just need to get bigger jeans.
I need to get a smaller ass.
No.
Jeans were not meant for people with big asses like me. I have no idea what you just said, but I'm assuming it was something nice.
I just said that to women's jeans. Or at least the ones that are sold here seem to be designed with curvature in mind.
Yes, but that's the latest thing, right next to factory ripped jeans.
I'm actually working on a pair with that right now. They're about a year and a half old, starting to fray around the knee. Might be able to sell it off as a designer thing.
Sad thing is, you might make about 3 times the amount you pay for the jeans.
Alright, now to add some surface. Make it some heavy rough. Because I just figured it out as to what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to not only narrow the fairway, but I was also supposed to narrow the rough. The standard light rough. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother testing the hole. I know it works. sculpting the land. Wait, no. Because I'm now paranoid as fuck, I'm going to save after every hole. Oh, this is what she was talking about. Okay. I still don't get why it was that dark.
But it made perfect sense to add that in there.
What is that anyway?
It's my animatronic form.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
Yes, Blue Foxy.
Blue Foxy, the animatronic kitty cat that may or may not murder you in your sleep. Okay, edit holes, sculpt land. Terrain raise. Actually, no. This might be better if done with a square. Now to twist it and make it line up. It doesn't look like it wants to line up. No matter. That may have been too big, as I've come to realize. Yeah, right now I just want to do the initial cut to the square. There we go. Now to make the second cut. And now to make it look like it's all natural. For those tuning in, yes, I am in fact playing the golf club and still working on my wonderful. Okay, I can't say that with a straight face. My incredibly derp golf course.
I like it.
For the sole purpose, of course, of just showing what one can do with the golf club's engine.
Showing off your creative side?
That works too. It's a shame, however, that, well, taking into account the noise I just heard, it's a shame we can't make an entire golf course reminiscent of Breath of the Wild.
That just sounds like quitter talk.
No, it's kind of a large-scale issue. I mean, how,
Game. Put in your own assets. Put in your own coding. Make Breath of the Wild a golf course.
oh, believe me, I want to.
Breath of the Course.
That's right. It's a weird alternate
Well, a more
timeline.
fitting name would be Course of the Wild.
A weird alternate timeline where Ganon, instead of taking over Hyrule, turned it to the world's largest golf course.
That's
Because
right.
Because after
You
all,
get
golf is,
support.
after all, Ganon is just your typical golfing snob.
Well, that means it's in the same universe where he's able to meet Mario because Mario knows how to do golf.
Mario
Wouldn't be
knows
opposed
how
to
do-
that.
Let's see, Mario knows how to do golf.
Or volleyball.
Basketball, go-karting, apparently got his doctorate somewhere.
Listen. If Link can be in a Mario Kart game, I don't see why Ganondorf can't be in a golfing game.
Good point.
You do have a good point.
Like, I wonder what that was going through his head, Link, when he's getting there. That aren't I supposed to be saving the princess in the Triforce? Or does he have the mindset of every player who's like, I gotta do the side quests?
Don't know.
I need to do the side quest. I get strong enough to beat up Calamity Ganon.
So you're telling me that that Breath of the Wild is in the same universe of Mario? Apparently, we just skipped that kingdom in Super Mario Odyssey.
Probably.
You know what I mean? If we go slightly north, we click on Hyrule.
Well, Mario did crash somewhere into Monster Hunter, so that's probably what happened. He probably
Wait,
flew
really?
over that kingdom and crashed there.
The Ruined King. Yeah, the Ruined Kingdom looks way realistic. It makes Mario stand out like, what the hell?
So I found the Master Sword. I just can't grab it.
Yeah, if I
You're not
remember,
the
you need at
hero.
least 14
Mario's
hearts.
not the hero. I don't think Mario can do anything in the Hyrule Kingdom because
Hey,
you
if
have
so,
to do
hey,
it
hey,
time.
real girl. If Sonic could do something in the Hyrule Kingdom, Mario will be fine.
How do you know that's just some warped area of whatever planet that in Lost World?
Because Hyrule has a lot of mushrooms.
Not to mention, Sonic ran into Link at the end of that thingy, didn't he?
I don't recall him doing so.
So I'm sitting here on the side listening to old school Dragon Ball.
Rock the Dragon.
Like, which old school? Like, you said Dragon Ball? Like,
The original Dragon Ball.
oh, that show was so tight. Like, yes, I know it's just essentially a twisted spin on Journey to the West, but you know what? It was good. I liked it.
That's the thing in fiction. As much as we all bitch and complain about how Hollywood isn't original anymore, a lot of our favorite things are just twists and turns on already established properties. Hollywood just sucks at disguising it nowadays.
Like, you know what? There's a possibility that Journey to the West is probably a copy of some other tale.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. It's probably just so old that no one knows what the original tale was.
You never know. Maybe that guy was like in, because they sometimes go journeying. Maybe he was like in, I don't know, Greece or something. And they had like a similar tale. Maybe the Greeks learned from the Egyptians.
I answer with. That reminds me of two phrases that always go in. There's nothing new under the sun, and everything is a remix.
That's true. I would
The
say
only,
how
the only difference is Hollywood stopped trying.
it's
No,
how
Hollywood didn't stop trying because some still try with the thing. Because Hollywood's too scared to try anything that's a new combination. Think about it.
Uh-huh.
I think it's all how you manage to spin your own version of the tale.
Like, I'm actually here's a strange thing. I'm actually interested in a remake to Death Wish, just to see how far they'll go.
Due to the sensitivity of today, I don't think they can go as far as the 70s version went.
I don't know. You already have some people complaining from the about the trailer.
And they're those I bet are the extra sensitive people. So, and I can bet you those are actually the extra sensitive people.
Has everyone here seen the new Star Wars movie?
Yeah.
No, but I've heard enough about it, so spoilers don't bother me.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, you know those little porg things?
Are those the bird things?
Yeah.
Somebody once told me he treats them like the new Ewok and kind of hates them.
But you want to know why they're there? So I remember in the interview, because the place that they were shooting is a natural habitat for, what are they called? Puffins? And since they're endangered, you can't move them. So instead of just digitally outing them, they decided to put models over them. So any scene that they're just kind of in the background, there's actually puffins right there.
Puffins. I like puffins.
Yeah, so that's why they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm personally okay with Porg, only because they didn't. Like, a lot of people are like, they're the Ewoks or they're the Gungans. I'm like, well, they really didn't play a part in anything. They're just kind of there. You know what I mean, right?
Mhm.
Like, the Gungans and the Ewoks were vital to the story for whatever story that they made with. The Porg, not so much. It was just kind of there.
I thought everybody's problem with episode 9 was Rose. Sorry, episode 8.
I just honestly can't remember what exactly it is that she accomplished.
Oh,
She saved Finn's life from a suicide mission?
That's correct. What else should you do?
And the leaders. Yeah, it's just, what grew out of this is a whole mess. They got into an anti-feminist fight over eventually leadership. Eventually have the betrayal of the leadership and all sorts of other crazy things. So this is how you make a full barrier.
Yeah. I am personally perfectly fine with The Last Jedi. There's a few things I would tweak, but I think it was alright.
Well, I did actually see it to give a full-on legitimate opinion, so I can't complain or praise
You're
it.
not being the minority. There are lots of angry fans to the point where some have written a petition to strike this from the continuity.
All I got to say about that is, let's wait till episode 9. We're only getting 2/3 of a story. Let's see the whole thing before we make a final judgment on it.
Yeah, for all we know, they may already have.
My question is this: is Carrie Fisher going to survive or die?
I'm sure it's going to take place years after the last movie.
You talking about a time skip or something happening between the next two Star Wars movies?
It could be possible.
To account for Carrie not being there, they'll just have her die in the period between movies.
Look, at the end of the day, I don't really care because that was a terrible movie.
Oh, it wasn't terrible.
No, it was terrible.
Look, I didn't see the movie, but I did see Superman Leia, so that did look silly.
It was silly, but it didn't make the movie terrible.
Well,
No characterization, no character motivations. The entire B plot was completely useless.
and
There were pretty much no likable characters in the movie. It was almost completely unrelatable. Do I need to go on?
You're saying Star Wars is relatable.
Everybody-
I watch Star Wars, and I find nothing relatable in there.
Okay, I'm actually going to step in here. Everybody can relate. The original trilogy was about the hero's journey, so people can relate to that, even if they can't go into space. The prequel's about a hero's fall. People can relate to that because you always know people make up some high expectations only to crumble to hell in the end.
Yeah.
This trilogy, like I said, I don't know what the story is, so we'll know till episode 9's over.
yes, but I'm also sitting here.
The third
I think
trilogy
the third
is
series is. Oh, sorry.
the third trilogy is about smashing everything that was established.
I was told it's supposed to be the hero passing the torch.
That's what they were attempting, but the problem is
They attempted that.
Rey cannot be related to. No one can relate to the main character of the damn movie. There needs to be some relation. Ability to
Let's-
I
relate.
can relate to either Luke Skywalker or Anakin Skywalker when I watch
let,
those movies.
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
Well, they did make it. To say something. Mark Hamill did hate how they were portraying Luke Skywalker in this movie.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's because other than the Joker, that's Anakin's, not Anakin's. That's Mark Hamill's baby.
And you notice they made him apologize for saying that.
Yeah. Basically, they held a gun to his head. Zon, this
Because you don't
movie in China, after the first week of release, lost out to a rom-com that had been in theaters for like 2 weeks before Star Wars came out.
I hate to say this, but it had the biggest box office drop off between week 1 and week 2. So
Oh, that's because enough fans went and see the first weekend and went, oh, we don't like where this is going.
See, I didn't mind the movie. I saw it 3 times in theaters. I enjoyed it
You're
each
the
time.
exception, not the. You're the exception in this situation, dude.
Alright. I'm also the dude who didn't mind the prequels, so maybe that's okay.
I didn't mind the prequels either, but I hated this movie. Well, hate is a strong word. I had no expectations going into it, and if I had to give it a grade, I give it a D-, barely passing.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help that some pre-stuff gave it and somehow some media outlets treated it, gave it an air that there was some feminist thing behind it.
which unfortunately may have hurt it more than it helped, because especially after the whole Ghostbusters fiasco.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that character felt a little too pushy. Like, I remember, like,
Admiral
the critics'
Tumbler?
review of it, and it felt, I think he nailed it with that.
Admiral Tumbler.
Admiral Tumbler? Yeah, that's what people are calling her. Look, here's the thing. I can tell you how you fix that movie. Very simply. You dump Rose as a character completely. Just delete her from the script. She is one-dimensional and just doesn't work.
You know, that would be an interesting side point if Finn just started, like, he's just, like, hallucinating and just, like,
Personally, I would have Finn, like, either during the movie or near the end of the movie, start training in the lightsaber. Like, okay, let's say something like Luke would survive to the end of the movie, but Luke goes to him in the end.
I'd have Luke die, but in a very different way.
Okay, but someone go up to him and is like, "Listen, just in case shit goes south, I'm going to take you to the side. You're going to learn how to fight a lightsaber. You're going to learn to fight against a Force user, because you're the only person that's fought against a Force user and did as well as you did. Even that Force user was Kylo Ren. Even if you got your back slashed at the end as a result, but that's just me personally."
Yeah. How I would have Luke is, instead of having him just appear out of nowhere, they gave us a Chekhov's gun. His X-Wing was still by the island. Though sunken, he pulls it up, he patches it up, he gets it to work one last time. He basically flies in and, does his piloting thing. He crash lands or lands, fights Kylo Ren, and then he pulls a Ben Kenobi, where after a little bit of fighting, he basically tossed the lightsaber aside. If you strike me down, I will forever be with you.
See, I don't know if I would like that, because when they show the shot of the X-Wing, I think it better portrayed Luke just did not want to leave, because it was a pretty wrecked ship.
But that's the thing. It's Luke Skywalker. Even if he doesn't want to be the hero in his heart, he still is the hero.
Yeah.
He'll still run to the rescue if shit starts to go really south.
Yeah, well, instead you get him pulling out some sort of great illusion that drains him to death.
Well, they could just have the fish people fix the X-Wing.
Yeah.
Okay, if we were to go to repair the X-wing, would he actually have the tools and the material necessary to be able to repair that?
Yes, R2 stole them from the Millennium Falcon. Problem solved.
So, stole them. Like, would the Millennium Falcon have parts for the X-wing?
Yes.
Yes! It's
Yes!
the Millennium Falcon!
Yes, which is a completely different class of ship.
Yes, but it's a completely different class of Smith ran by a former smuggler. If you don't think he has parts for another ship ready, you're crazy.
So, are you saying that he should make an ugly?
Specifically an X-wing.
Or just patch it up for one final run where it generally looks like an X-wing, but it's not exactly functioning at 100%. Just enough to get him there and get a couple of shots off.
So making an ugly, okay.
It wouldn't look like an ugly.
A makeshift X-wing.
Well, it would look like an X-wing and function like one. It's just a little touchy right now because it doesn't have exactly the right parts.
So nice and ghetto.
Pretty much.
But does it at least have like a
also underneath that water for an extremely long time with salt?
I have no idea if that was
Star Wars medals. The argument Star Wars medals.
Well, if we're going to start bringing that in the concept, then we can bring everything in the concept. What's up with Yoda bringing out lightning and shit?
Yeah, that was weird too.
Wait. That I heard. I'm like, wait. Yoda isn't a Sith, and Yoda isn't a great Jedi. How the hell?
He straight up casts his he's like a
universe, but
he was like a Pikachu
Jedi
in Pokemon and casted thunder.
Look, there is some expanded universe context. I can't remember his name. I think it's Plo Koon. Yeah, the guy with the gas mask. He had a Force ability called Force Judgment that was almost identical to Force Lightning, but it was a light side version. Not as powerful, and only really worked against evildoers.
Your expanded universe explanation is good, but until we know which parts can come back, it's irrelevant.
I kind of wish they would have kept Thrawn.
They did. They brought him into Star Wars Rebels.
Yay, Thrawn.
He's not as big of a threat, but he's definitely a bigger threat than the previous guys. He has gotten some pretty serious victories, and they've only won because of, Deus Ex Machina.
I will say my favorite thing so far of the canon series so far is the Clone Wars TV series.
Well, that was because, the House of Mouse wasn't strangling it in the crypt.
Well, I don't know. I can't say that for sure.
Okay, there have been diminishing returns with each Star Wars movie. They just released the worst, that is considered the worst Star Wars movie in Star Wars history. It is scoring below all of the prequels pretty significantly. It is being panned. It is being panned by a bunch of people. There are people saying that I want Lucas back. I want Jar Jar back, for God's sake.
What's wrong with Jar Jar?
What?
Look, Jar Jar has a lot of serious flaws.
Jar Jar started the... Sorry, I have to protect myself. Jar Jar started the entire...
He started the Empire.
Well, some people have created a theory that Jar Jar is secretly a Sith to explain, to make them feel better.
Actually, the theory was that was the original plan with Jar Jar. At least that was an idea Lucas had in his head, but the problem is people hated Jar Jar so much, he just tried to kind of slowly push him to the side.
So they still made him a senator. That's a good idea, push him to the side.
No. He was not a senator, he was a representative. He was filling in for a senator at the time.
But at the same time, he was still doing that Force mind control thing.
No. Jar Jar's just an idiot.
So Jar Jar's just a dumbass.
Yeah.
I'm going through some stuff, and it looks like that the worldwide box office for all the Star Wars movie, the Last Jedi, is coming in second.
For overall numbers, yes, but it had massive diminishing returns, and Disney said box office, it would have had to have made around $800 million to just be breaking even.
Oh boy. Now we're
It's not a bomb, but when you compare it to the other 7 movies so far,
And also, just because you have a good box office for a bad movie, it means that the next movie is going to have
going to
a
do
lower
even
box
worse.
office. Yeah. So it just because something
basically call it
made him a
Justice
lot of
League
money.
syndrome.
Yeah. Well, okay, Justice League was actually not a terrible movie. It's actually pretty well liked, weirdly enough. I mean, it's flawed but liked.
The problem is, people aren't judging on Justice League. People are judging it on freaking Man of Steel and Batman v Superman.
I heard that was not a pretty good film.
Well, as far as I could tell, the only one that seemed to have any semblance of decency was the Wonder Woman one.
Yeah, they're starting to get their stride finally. Whereas Justice League, it was messy to say the least, but it is definitely a smaller step in the right direction. You had Wonder Woman, which was a very good step. Then you have Justice League, which was a step forward, not as big as it could have been.
Yes, and then Man of Steel sucks. Batman.
Yeah,
was what
Star Wars:
the hell?
Last Jedi has just dropped to below 50% on Rotten Tomato for fans. That's bad. For a Star Wars
Wow.
movie, that's bad.
Yeah, well,
Especially how hardcore Star Wars fans are.
oh yeah, and also back to the
Remember
one. So the reason why Suicide Squad's a mess because they started as a darker film, but for some reason their advertisement was more goofy, so they decided to add comedy bit into it, and it ended up being a entire mess.
They saw how successful Guardians of the Galaxy was. They want that same mojo.
Oh, yeah, but don't try and start off with a more serious film and then expect it into comedy and end well.
There you go, Tech. Yeah,
Because Suicide Squad's a more serious story than Guardians, so
Yeah.
that's why the movie was more serious, initially at least. Then they saw Guardians making bank and said, we need to get our hands on that.
yeah. It was an ill-conceived move. Yeah, okay. Looking at the prequel movies, the lowest rated one is Episode 2 at 57%.
Ouch! The fans really.
The Phantom Menace
Apparently,
had
Arthur
59.
Cass has done worse than Hayden Christensen's acting. Nice.
Yeah. And The Force Awakens, it's at 88%, but that was nostalgia that drove that film up. Pure nostalgia, nothing else. That movie was basically a retelling of Episode 4. If you replaced Luke with a Mary Sue, and you dumbed it down.
And then we get this and they go, wait, that's not the kind of difference we had in mind.
The joke is Star Wars, 1977 to 2017. Rest in peace.
Unless the next one does something even worse, we can say, oh crap.
Well, no. The Last Jedi killed Star Wars. The Han Solo movie is not looking... I am not optimistic about it at all. I'm quite concerned, actually. The Boba Fett movie, it'll come too little too late. Even if it's amazing, it'll be too little too late.
Because
Well,
after
what
that
about-
is Episode 9, then the Boba Fett movie, and then
No,
possibly
Han
the next
Solo.
trilogy. No, man, no, I said after Han Solo is Episode 9, then Boba Fett, and then the possible next trilogy if Disney wants to spend that money again.
I don't know if Disney wants to spend it after the disaster they have created with this trilogy.
Can I get a link to these diminishing returns? I can't seem to find it anywhere.
We're talking about week over week viewership.
Yes, and I'm looking for the statistics on that, and I can't seem to find that. Like, everything I'm finding so far just seems to say that You know, the latest movie is the second highest making one so far.
Yeah, because the entire media establishment is trying to push this movie.
Think about it, it got so high. This is one of the biggest discrepancies on sites like Rotten Tomatoes there is.
Some that media established went a feminist route, which I bet was not a smart move.
Combine that with what we've had, 2017 is like the worst box office year in like over 30 years or something.
That's what you get when you have people pushing agendas people don't want to see, and just making remakes nobody ever asked. Remakes and
I think the problem is with modern day Hollywood is one major thing. They forget it's supposed to be entertainment. People watch movies and TVs and sports to get away from the politics in real life. When you bring real life into the things that they use to get away from real life, they're just going to go away to something else. If you force real life into the things that's supposed to be escapism.
A new report on Forbes is now pulling the film to an even darker place. It is revealed that The Last Jedi box office is down 77% from its opening day last Friday. A 77% drop is terrible for a movie. Rogue One was 68.
The internet spreads fast.
Yeah, Rogue One had a 68% drop. The Force Awakens, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge Ship saw about a 50% drop. The Empire Strikes Back, Phantom Menace, Return of the Jedi saw a 20 to 30% drop. The saga's most successful film, A New Hope, increased by 80% in the second week.
Can I get a link? I want to read this too.
Yes.
Well, I kind of discount Hope in this regard because
Zon, I'm going to tell you what's going on right now in the Disney boardroom. They are polling people and saying, why in God's name should we keep paying you right now? What in God's name did you put across our desk? Are you trying to tank the company? Because right now, Star Wars is the only thing keeping Disney profitable.
What about the Marvel movies?
Well, the only thing I hope Disney...
they're also seeing diminishing returns. We're starting to experience burnout with those movies.
With the superhero genre. Especially, as one person put it, because the DC superhero movies are doing bad, it might by proxy hurt the Marvel ones.
Okay.
It just might be burnout.
Yeah, it might be burnout from the Marvel one. But I'm also sitting here going, one thing I don't really care what they do with the films. The one thing I definitely hope they do is slap EA and take away their license for what they've been doing with the Star Wars.
Oh, trust me. After Battlefront 2, the EA's probably next on Disney's shit list.
Yeah. The last time a Battlefront 2 game was released, it was released around the same time as, I think it was Revenge of the Sith, or no, it was something else that was being. It was there wasn't a double release. It topped the charts, whereas this new Battlefront 2, pretty much bottomed the charts for the AAAs.
Bottom of the chart, and everybody and doing the marketing to the point where everyone's going, hell no, you're not. The only people stupider are apparently the only one stupider is Activision and Bungie with Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the difference is Destiny isn't a third licensed product.
Yeah.
So the only people that are getting hurt by it is Activision and Bungie.
Yeah, but you can still, among the gaming, they're just the stupidest.
Oh, wow. Yeah, The Last Jedi, it completely bombed in China. It made less than $30 million.
Well, that's what you get when you... That's what you
And
get.
A Chinese-made movie called The X-Files, it's a rom-com, made almost $200 million in about the same period.
I gotta see the summary for this X-File one because I want to know if it is sci-fi as well.
Oh, sorry, no.